Kamosta there, guys. What is up? It is the Drax6 dude here, and today we're going to be taking a look at my wish list for Call of Duty 2020. I don't know if this will be the last part, but I might add on to it maybe when I think of new things, or maybe something when, you know, maybe I forgot something. Maybe I didn't even think of it when I made these videos, and I'll just add on, maybe make a part 3. I don't know, maybe we'll even make this a 4-part series. I don't know. Depends on what I make and what I feel like I need to add to when it comes to my wish list. And I know, before I even say anything else, I know that most of these things are probably well in development, and no matter what I say now, it's probably not going to change anything. But these are just some things that maybe will be implemented in the near future. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe in the next Call of Duty. But maybe that's why I kind of wanted to keep this more towards just mechanics, not really what I want from an era or along those lines. Because I feel like there's not really much I can do about that, especially now. But I want one thing very, 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 very clear. With the Pick 10 system that I talked about last episode, I want a good, well-rounded perk system. Yes, I want even just the ability to, run faster. I want marathon. I want sleight of hand. I want these old perks that we used all the time in Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2. I want these perks. Blind Eye. I want a well put in Ghost. I know a lot of people don't like Ghost from Modern Warfare, but I want a very, I guess you could say, well-rounded Ghost where you can move and you'll be off the mini-map. But if you stand still, it doesn't matter. You'll just end up being on the mini-map if somebody has a UAV up. But just something well-rounded so everybody feels like they have a chance, and perks, being able to be used and they aren't completely worthless. That's what perks should be in this game. I don't think a lot of Call of Duties recently have gotten the perks right. They're either way too powerful or they're not powerful enough. But I want them more in the middle where they're actually useful, but I don't think that they need to be overpowered to the point where they break other people's experiences. But I do want them to be there, and maybe something for other people to avoid or change or suppress. Perks should, I think good perks should overcome other perks, and they should have weaknesses and advantages over each and every one of them. That's why we have a 3-perk system, not just, pick out of 10 perks and throw them into 3 slots. That's why we have a perk 1 group and a perk 2 and a perk 3 group, where they're all different and they would be broken if they're put together, especially in a class, unless you're able to use a pick 10 or pick 13 system and then have them both, but it'll be at a cost. I just think that would be a good addition to the game, because you have that variety, but you also will be taking a loss when it comes to, maybe you want an extra lethal or an extra, or even a secondary. And this ties into our next point of class setup. I want less attachments, less gun deciding attachments. I want these attachments to give you boosts, but I don't want them to be so overpowering that they make the gun a completely different gun. I get it. Modern Warfare has this whole niche where you're able to change an AK-74 or an AK-47, not a 74, an AK-47 into a 74U. Awesome. I like that. And it works for that game. But I want this game to be able to add in the AUG, or if it's, depending on the era, of course. I'll just give you an example. Just to be able to have an M4 variant, just have an M4 gun and an M16. Different guns. They track stats differently, but they are both there. You get what I'm saying? Kind of like that. I want less attachments. I want the attachments that are there to be meaningful, but I also don't want them to overpower the gun and make the gun, I would say, I want base weapons to mean more if they're base weapons. I mean, of course you want to put a scope on there, and I want different varieties of scopes. Alright, I don't care what the era is. I want to be able to choose my iron sights. I want to be able to move from iron sight to iron sight. Because, to be honest, you should be able to change that. You know, generic iron sights, maybe, but maybe guns will have their own iron sights that you can't change. Maybe just a bunch, maybe like 3 or 4 just custom iron sights that you can put on any gun, but all the guns have their own iron sights. So in reality, you're making iron sights for every gun. Just add in a couple extra that you can just swap in and swap out on all of them, and you're going to be able to run with those. And I'll be noting that these should not take up a perk slot or a pick 10 slot or a pick 13 slot. These are just variants that you can change, interchange, kind of like a cosmetic. But I do want an emphasis, and I want these guns to have their own iron sights, because that's what I like about the Call of Duties, because all the guns look different. The iron sights are what I like about these games. And on top of these attachments, I want these guns to, when they reload, I want them to have a cool animation. Don't get me wrong, Modern Warfare is fine. Their reloads are kind of boring, and it's fine. But I do enjoy the lengthy AK reload where they just slap the magazine out and then put one in, because it's a game. I want gameplay oriented features like that, where yes, it won't I mean, you're not going to be able to be that effective in real life when you're, you know, unloading an AK clip and then plopping one back in, but I do want that ability to just be able to watch that. Yes, reloads, I think they should be the same speed no matter what reload it is. But I feel like it's a key factor when you're throwing in these reload animations to have them be a little bit different. I don't want one where they just, you know, plop out a magazine, put one in. That's boring. Alright? I want it to look cool. I want it to have that feel, because this is not a realistic shooter. This is a Call of Duty Twitch fun shooter. I want to have some fun while I'm playing, and you know, sometimes it's just like gives me goosebumps seeing these cool reloads when the new game comes out. Alright, to end off this part, I do want to talk about a complex meta. Now, what do I mean by a complex meta? I know I've said it, like, I want some variety. I want everybody to, I guess you could say, use different play styles and use different guns and just have a synergy about using a different style of game over another one. I want people to have a bunch of different guns that they can rely on to be good with. And I want more skill-oriented gameplay-esque parts of the game, where yes, even if the low recoil, high or moderate fire rate, moderate damage assault rifle is going to be OP in the end anyway, I want other guns to be able to get buffed, or even to the point where they're on the same playing field. If you're a decent player with one gun, you should be able to be decent with another one. You don't have to be forced to use the OP gun of the week, or the OP gun of the month, or the OP gun of the game, because I see most games, they don't really have that, you know? I want to be able to use a bunch of different weapons in these games, and that's what I mean by a complex meta. I don't want everybody just using the same gun. That's boring. Just like how the M4 was overused in the beta. Tell me what you guys think here in the comments section down below. And please let me know what you guys want in this next Call of Duty. Whether it's a time period, or gun mechanics, or just overall just things that you enjoy in these games. And maybe I'll just throw it into a video and I'll say, oh, this guy thought maybe this'll work or that'll work. And I think that will be an interesting phenomenon here on this channel. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you later.